What led you to write the first book? And tell us a little bit about that process.
So when I got started, I was trying to figure out, I had decided I wanted to retire from medicine, but I needed something else to do. I actually had told my partner, I'm going to retire. He says, great. What are you going to retire to? Well, I hadn't thought of that. I just figured I'd have plenty of time to think about it when I was done. And he pointed out to me that most of the doctors who retire without a plan are back working in 6 months because they're bored to death. So I figured, let me get my plan set up. So I actually went to a meeting about alternative careers for physicians. And it was at that meeting I ran into somebody who was writing a book about burnout, and we got to talking, and I realized that I had a book in me that I wanted to get out, and he connected me with his publisher, and we talked about it. And I had just written a book on getting out of debt. That was my big thing. I paid off $500,000 in debt and have stayed debt-free for the last 19 years. And I wanted to get that message out. And so I had written this book, and I got connected with that publisher. And when we got to talk with the publisher kind of said, well, there's a lot of doctors out there who have written a book. I'm not that interested. But if you're willing to write a series of books, I would be interested. And so we actually took that first book that I had already written, my first draft, and it got broken into 3 books. The Starting Your Practice Right. She said, there's too much information in here. Let's break it up. Starting Your Practice Right, Getting Out of Debt, and Retiring. Those were the 3 pieces that had been in that book. And she said, let's split those up into 3 books and do it that way. And so my first publishing deal with them was to do 3 books. With the notion that I would probably continue on, and I probably got a dozen books down the pike that are going to come out.
For full conversations and future content, please subscribe at grantspassvip.com.